Hello grade 10 students, welcome back. This is video lesson number 3 and I am Madhu Vadke. We have started with chapter 3, that is pair of linear equations in two variables. So far in the chapter we have used the graphical method for finding the solution to a pair of equation, but this is not a very convenient method at all times, because if the solution point xy contains numbers like irrational number or fraction, it becomes difficult to locate this point on the graph. Therefore, we have other methods of finding solution. They are called as algebraic methods. In this chapter, we will learn about substitution, elimination and cross multiplication methods. Today's video lesson is about substitution method. So let us see what substitution method is. There are some steps to be followed in using the method, but before we apply these 3 steps, the equations need to be written in their standard form. Then, if there is an equation that has a common factor, the equation needs to be reduced. And third, we will number our equations as 1 and 2, because then it becomes easy to identify what we are working with. Now let's see the steps. Using any one of the equations, you will find the value of one variable in terms of the other, whichever is convenient. You can find y in terms of x or x in terms of y. Then let's say if you found the value of y from the first equation, substitute this value of y in the second equation. This reduces the second equation to an equation in one variable, which is easy to solve. On solving, we get the value of the variable x, because we have found y in terms of x and substituted in the second equation. So with this we get the value of x, which is now to be substituted in equation 1 that we got in step 1, and then we will get the value of y. Let's solve an example to understand this method better. Let us first check if the equations are in their standard form. It is okay if the constant term is on the right hand side. These two equations are in the standard form. Now, if you look at the second equation, all numbers, that is coefficient of x, coefficient of y and constant, are even numbers. So there is a common factor. We can divide this equation by 2 and reduce it. So we get x minus 2y equal to minus 12. Now we will label our equations 1 and 2. You can use any of these two equations to express one variable in terms of the other, whichever is convenient. If we use the second equation to find the value of x in terms of the other, it will be more convenient to solve the equation. So I will choose the second equation. X will be equal to 2y minus 12. I took minus 2y to the other side, minus becomes plus. So 2y becomes plus on the right hand side. Now, the coefficient of x in this equation was 1, and that is the reason I chose this equation and chose this variable to express in terms of the other. If I had chosen the first equation, then I would have got a term on the right hand side with numerator and denominator. But having a term like this, x equal to 2y minus 12, is much easier to calculate. Now we will substitute this, since we use the second equation to find this, we will substitute this in the first equation. So substituting x in equation 1, we get 2 times 2y minus 12 plus 3y equal to 11. Now multiply 2 with the terms in the bracket. 4y minus 24 plus 3y is equal to 11. Add like terms, we get 7y equal to, carry minus 24 to the other side, that becomes plus 24 plus 11. So 7y is equal to 35. Y is equal to 35 on 7, which is 5. So we get the value of one variable. On substituting value of x in equation 1, this equation reduces to an equation in one variable, and then we have solved. Now substitute value of y in the third equation. So x is equal to 2y minus 12 will be equal to 2 times 5 minus 12, 10 minus 12, and that is minus 2. So value of x is minus 2. Now the second part of the equation is asking you to find m. Y equal to mx plus c. What this means is y and x, when substituted in this equation, left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So let's substitute the values of y and x here. 5 is equal to m times minus 2 plus 3. 5 is equal to minus 2m plus 3. So minus 2m is equal to 5 minus 3. Minus 2m is equal to 2. Therefore m is equal to 2 on minus 2, which is minus 1. So value of m is minus 1. Let us apply this method of substitution in this pair of linear equation. Notice that the C1 and C2 in both the equations are 0. Before solving, let's make sure that it has a unique solution. So testing the conditions for consistency, a1 upon a2 is equal to root 2 on root 3, and b1 upon b2 is equal to root 3 minus root 8. So minus can be written with the numerator. These two ratios are not equal. So a1 upon a2 not equal to b1 upon b2. This implies this equation has unique solution. So let's solve. We'll mark these equations as 1 and 2. From equation 1, you can find the value of any variable in terms of the other. So let's take any variable, say root 2x. We'll rearrange the equation. This is your first equation. So root 2x is equal to minus root 3y. Therefore x is equal to minus root 3 divided by root 2y. This is the value of x in terms of y. Now let us substitute this value in the second equation. Root 3 times minus root 3 divided by root 2 y minus root 8y is equal to 0. Multiplying root 3 into root 3 will give us 3 minus 3 divided by root 2 y minus root 8y equal to 0. So both are like terms, so we will add. So minus 3 upon root 2 minus root 8 in brackets y is equal to 0. Therefore y is equal to 0 upon this bracket. This whole bracket is a number which will be taken to the other side in the denominator. So 0 divided by any number is always 0. Now substituting value of y in equation 1. Root 2x plus root 3y, which is 0, equal to 0. So root 2x plus 0 is equal to 0. Therefore x is equal to 0 because root 2 on the other side will go to the denominator. 0 upon root 2 is same as 0. So this pair of equation has a unique solution. On solving, we found solution to this pair of equation as 0, 0. The x is 0 and y is also 0. What does this mean? This equation represents a line on the graph. The second equation also represents a line on the graph. These two lines have a common point, that is 0, 0, which is the origin. Now at the beginning I told you to notice that the constants are 0. This means that an equation that has constant 0 will always pass through origin, and that is why this equation also passes through origin, which is the common point and is the solution. So this is a tip to remember. In an equation, if the constant is 0, it always passes through the origin. Let us now solve another type of pair of equation where the coefficients are fractions. Label the equations as 1 and 2. Now the first equation has denominators 2 and 3. The second equation has denominators 3, 2 and 6. In order to get rid of the denominators, we must multiply each equation by the LCM of the denominators it has. So LCM of 2, 3 and 6 is 6. So we multiply both equations by 6. So 3 on 2 x minus 5 on 3y equal to minus 2. The complete equation will be multiplied by 6. So 6 into 3 on 2x minus 5 on 3y into 6 equal to minus 2 into 6. Notice that we have to multiply every term with 6. Now this becomes 9x minus 10y equal to minus 12. Similarly, we will multiply the second equation also by 6 in order to get rid of the denominator. So x upon 3 multiplied by 6. I am multiplying each term by 6 equal to 13 upon 6 multiplied by 6. So this becomes 2x plus y term becomes 3y equal to 13. Now these are our reduced equations. Check if we can reduce them further by dividing by common factor. No. So the next step is to use any one equation to find the value of one variable in terms of the other. So let's start with the equation 4. From equation 4, 2x will be equal to 13 minus 3y. So x will be equal to 13 minus 3y divided by 2. Here I will get a denominator in the value of x because x has a coefficient. Even if I try using the third equation, I will get a denominator. So I have to work with this value. Substituting value of x in equation 3, we used equation 4 to find x. So now we substitute value of x in equation 3, which is 9x minus 10y equal to minus 12. So 9 times 13 minus 3y divided by 2 minus 10y is equal to minus 12. Thirteen nines are 117 minus 27y. Multiply 9 to each term divided by 2 minus 10y equal to minus 12. Now multiply 2 to minus 10 in order to add these two terms. So 117 minus 27y minus 20y whole divided by 2 is equal to minus 12. Add like terms. 117 minus 47y divided by 2 is equal to minus 12. 117 minus 47y is equal to minus 24. Taking the constant terms to the right hand side, minus 24 minus 117. So y is equal to 141 divided by 47, and both have a negative sign. 47 times 3 is 141. So we have got the value of y on solving this equation. This is to be substituted in equation 5. Substituting in this equation, 13 minus 3 times 3 whole divided by 2, 13 minus 9 divided by 2, that is 4 divided by 2. So value of x is 2. Therefore our solution is 2, 3. In this chapter there are many word problems. I have listed down various types of word problems that you will come across. I have already solved a problem based on age. Then there could be other problems like fraction. We have solved an area problem already. So as we proceed further, we are going to come across various types of word problems which involve different situations as given over here. Try to practice more and more questions of different kinds. There could be more word problems other than those listed over here. So try and practice as many word problems as possible. I will now go over some word problems and help you form pair of linear equations from them. Working out the solution of the equations is left to you. Remember to solve these equations by substitution for this particular exercise, that is 3.3. The difference between two numbers is 26 and one number is 3 times the other. Now, in one sentence there are two equations given. So we will extract these equations, but first understand we are given the difference between two numbers. So there will be one number greater than the other. So let the greater number be x and smaller number be y. So x minus y, bigger number minus smaller number, is equal to 26. That is your first equation. Difference between two numbers is 26. Mark this as 1. And one number is 3 times the other. So which number will be 3 times the other? Obviously the greater number has to be 3 times the other number. So x equal to 3 times y is your second equation. From equation 2, x is equal to 3y. So we will substitute x in equation 1. So x takes the value 3y minus y equal to 26. On solving, 2y is equal to 26 or y is equal to 13. Now substitute this value of y in x. So x is equal to 3 times 13, which is 39. Read the next question. The larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18 degrees. Find them. From this line we have to extract two equations. What is supplementary angles? Two angles that sum up to 180. So let one angle be x and the other angle be y. So since they are supplementary angles, x plus y will be equal to 180, and that is our first equation. Now look at the remaining part of the sentence. The larger angle exceeds the smaller by 18. So since here there is a sum, we don't need to bother which one is larger. Let x be the larger angle. So if x is the larger angle, then x is equal to y plus 18. So this will be our second equation. In the standard form, x minus y is equal to 18. Now we can solve these two equations by substitution method. Let us try to form equations for this word problem now. The taxi charge in a city consists of a fixed charge together with the charge for the distance covered. For a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is rupees 105, and for a journey of 15 kilometers, the charge paid is rupees 155. What are the fixed charges and the charges per kilometer? How much does a person have to pay for traveling a distance of 25 kilometers? A very long question, but yet an easy one. The unknown quantities here that we have to find is the fixed charge and the charge per kilometer. So let the fixed charge be rupees X and charge per kilometer be rupees Y. Look at the second sentence of the question. For a distance of 10 kilometers, the charge paid is 105. A person, when travels 10 kilometers, pays a fixed charge X and pays 10Y for traveling 10 kilometers. So X plus 10Y should be equal to 105. This is the first equation. If he travels a distance of 15 kilometers, then multiplying the number of kilometers traveled with charge per kilometer, we get 15Y as the charge of traveling. To that we add the fixed charge X, so we get X plus 15Y, and that is equal to 155. This is our second equation. Now we can solve this by substitution method. Let us now try to solve a fraction problem. A fraction becomes 9 on 11 if 2 is added to both numerator and denominator. If 3 is added to both the numerator and denominator, it becomes 5 on 6. Find the fraction. A fraction is denoted by numerator upon denominator. So let the numerator be X and the denominator be Y. So a fraction will be X upon Y. Look at the first part of the problem. If 2 is added to both numerator and denominator, so the numerator becomes X plus 2 and the denominator becomes Y plus 2. Then our fraction will change to 9 on 11. If 3 is added to both numerator and denominator, so numerator becomes X plus 3, denominator becomes Y plus 3. The fraction now becomes 5 on 6. So we have extracted two equations from this word problem. However, they are not in the standard form. So you need to reduce them into the standard form. So cross multiply. 11x plus 22 will be equal to 9y plus 18. Carry the variables to the left hand side, so 11x minus 9y, and the constants to the right side. 18 minus 22 will give us minus 4. So this is our equation in the standard form. Similarly, cross multiply the second equation. So 6x plus 18 is equal to y into 5 plus 15. Carry the variables to the left hand side and constants to the right. So 15 minus 18 is minus 3. This is the second equation. Solve the two equations by substitution method. That is all in this video lesson. The assignment for today is exercise 13.2, question 1 and question 3. In the next video class, we will learn about the next algebraic method, that is elimination method. Till then, goodbye.